That is good banter.
Over to you, Tommy.
G'day, folks. It is episode 41 of the Good Banter podcast. And
Banter.
look, just so we're being, we'll be
Transparent.
totally transparent right off the bat. This is being recorded on the horse's birthday.
Yes, the horse's birthday.
Which I've never really understood. If you're a horse.
Yeah, so it's the 1st of August for anyone
It's the
not
1st of
following that.
Which is also my dad's birthday.
Is it? So
Who is a horse?
he's a horse. He's hung like a horse.
So
The old man.
So if you get a horse,
Yes.
you buy a horse. No, you.
So if you bought a horse,
No, not bought. If you bred a horse.
If you bred a horse
was born on the 30th of July,
yes,
it turns 1 the next day.
yeah, is there 30
days,
days?
September.
31 in there.
April, June, and November.
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
Even if it's 2 days old,
31st.
it's probably it shouldn't be turning
So
1.
for argument's sake, if it was born on the 31st, the next day it turns 1.
Yeah, it turns 1.
Not a bad start to life, having a birthday party.
It's all right.
Day
Do
1.
you reckon everyone would think you're a bit slower? Like he's 1, he can't even walk yet.
Yeah.
He can't talk.
Yeah, it's a good point.
He's not riding in the Melbourne Cup. Like, get your shit together, horse.
Yeah, it might be a bit of pressure.
He's not hung like a horse yet. He's just hung like a little bloody pony.
That's true.
Yep,
That is true. So all good points.
Swings and roundabouts.
All good points. So so it is the 1st of August.
But this will be coming out on. I'll
Sort
quickly.
this out. We should have
So
sorted
this
this
will be
out
coming
before.
out on the 10th. So we do apologise. It's just I'm going to be in Darwin, and just while we caught up here, we'll just sort of do one to keep things going until we work out the technology. Because I could be gone. I'm in Darwin, and then hoping to try and maybe do my honeymoon in Queensland. And then maybe from there going to the mining tour. So I could be away for 10 years.
So we might have to go back to where it all started, which is in the studio.
In Brunswick.
And please don't do yourself a disfavour and go back and listen to those first episodes, because they were 50 shades of shit. They were horrible. So but we did them in the studio, and we're able to do phone calls from the studio. So I'm going to probably have to get in the studio, give you a call, and it's going to be some good times. It will be something different.
Times.
So anyway, so we're being transparent, so you're not thinking, fuck, why isn't he bringing up bloody...
Yeah. Why are they in the studio together? I thought Evo was in Darwin.
Did Tom go to Darwin?
Is Tom in Darwin? Are they doing this from a casting couch?
Evan and Kristen break up, and Tom took the ticket.
And
have gone to Darwin. But no, that's not the case. So it's the 1st of August,
but you're listening to this on the 10th, so apologies.
Apologies.
Thanks for listening. Episode 41, great little start there.
Probably, and
3 minutes too long.
3 minutes too long to explain that. But anyway, so last night back doing gigs.
Great.
We've been off for 2 or 3 weeks now,
mate.
Because of COVID.
It's not good,
and we weren't in it for long before that. We had a lockdown before. It's been a fucking nightmare. The last 18 months have been a nightmare. I was meant to be in Brisbane, doing gigs. They fell through, so I thought I'd throw a Hail Mary and messaged a club that they were really, really disappointed that I had to cancel earlier,
as they would be
in the year. As they would be.
It's a great show, mate.
So
you're a great man.
I've said, look, it's a long shot. I've got this date. That's become available. I'll do it at half price. I just want to get out there and do a gig.
And who wouldn't want to book you for $50?
And I realise, half 25.
Okay,
sorry. And I realised there might be restrictions, and that's why I said half price. So it's important to me that the club makes some cash.
Yep.
And they've said, fuck it, let's do it. So I've said, great, Corio Footy Club. Let's let's go do it. So
cool, Corio. Yeah, I like it.
So I played footy footy that day, and all of a sudden, I'm back in my bloody routine again. Bloody 8, 8:15. I'm down there setting up the goalposts, kicking the dew off the ground.
Great.
Kids have come down 9 to 10. Kids treat me like a piece of shit for an hour. Totally demoralising. I forgot.
So what is it? Do you have a scary dad voice? Oh, I've seen you. You don't really have a scary dad voice.
I actually I didn't grab a kid. Not physically grabbed, but I pulled a kid aside and I said,
okay, so when you do that, is it sort of like, you can't obviously touch the kids. It's not your kid.
Not your kid. And the parents are watching. You don't
parents are watching. You can't lay in.
Get a bit of an idea whose kid's whose kid.
Would you find if the kid is a bit of a smart ass, maybe the dad and the mum are a bit like...
Could be a knob as well.
Knobheads.
But it's just at that age group, so it's grade 2, there's such a difference.
7, 8?
There's kids that are hitting people laces out from 20, 25 metres away.
Yes.
And there's some kids that
you can't
are picking up the footy and rubbing it against the side of their face and then like rolling on the ground. Like that have no concept of what
and
what
their
they're
parents
doing
probably
there.
think that they're still going to play AFL.
I think they're just treating it as a 1 hour crash.
Yeah. And Tom is the babysitter.
Yeah, and it's not good, and I'm not a great babysitter. But and the kids are, and I was all for it at the start because I got to pick 4 awards every week, and they get they get footy cards, pack of footy cards.
Jesus,
Mate,
that's
you may as well be telling these kids you're winning a bloody
Ferrari, or a Lamborghini.
That's how excited these kids are, and when they don't get it, they are fucking shattered. And
so you're breaking kids' hearts,
and they get a certificate as well. And I've got to keep tabs of who's got one. You know what my memory's like.
Oh, you don't even remember your kids' names.
My own kids' names. How am I meant to So I'm all over the shop. I'm giving some kids bloody cards, 3 kids in a row, 3 weeks in a row. There's some kids who've never fucking had cards.
Well, I think you're at the point where you got to give the best player the cards, or you got to spread it around a bit.
Spread it around.
7 and 8.
If it went to the best kid, there'd be 4 kids that got the cards every week.
Okay,
and there were kids that wouldn't even.
Well, they probably can't even open the cards.
They wouldn't even be able to open the cards. Yeah. So, anyway, so that's always a tough start to the day. Straight to footy.
Yes.
We're back playing footy. No crowds, but that's irrelevant because there's no fences, so everyone just came along and watched anyway.
Yeah.
And so played footy. That was great.
How'd you go? How's the body? Are you limbering up for finals? Are you just battling? Are your fingers fucked, obviously?
My fingers clearly fucked. That's a fairly major hurdle. But
you're still going all right. You're getting a kick.
But anyway, so I've been playing on the ball, which has been good. I'm playing twos.
Engine
I'm
room.
playing twos, but loving it. Really, probably enjoying footy more than I have.
Not as much pressure
in a decade. Like just a lovely bunch of young blokes playing with. I'm just not getting as shitty at myself when I don't do any when I make a mistake, which is quite often. But anyway, so I'm normally been playing in the guts, but we got this Brownie, the brown dog.
Oh, okay.
So he's been away. He's probably one of the best players in the ones.
So where's he been?
He's
been away in the ones.
He's been I don't know where he's been, Brownie, but he hasn't played for probably 5 or 6 weeks. He was injured, then he had a bit of a break, but he's back.
Oh, so Brownie, he just rocks up when he wants, does he?
Yeah, but club, we're in a decent position. He's got to come back through the twos.
So
he's gone. He's obviously started on the ball. So I've gone forward. Opening bounce in the forward pocket, and we've sort of got. We're a fairly quick side, and I'd like to think we're
excluding yourself,
excluding my good self, but I'm fit. Got a tank.
You are fit, mate. Big tank.
So we sort of got together and we said, let's even when the ball's down the other end, let's. They're quite a big, thick set side. We said, let's fucking run them around a bit. Even if the ball's at the other end, let's take them for a little
jog over the
50
fence,
metre run.
maybe go down the shopping centre and run them
take
through.
them shopping up and down the aisle.
That's
and
it.
See if they follow. But anyway, so the full forward's gone up.
Yes.
I've gone up. We've ducked around. The ball's come straight out of the centre.
Yep.
And I thought, I'm fucking on again. The full forward, he's taking his guy for a run. So
Great.
he's up. So there's no one between me and the goals. And this is, we're a minute into the game, if that.
Jesus.
And Brownie, great left foot kick. He's come out of the centre, raking left foot, just powerful, bit like
big quads.
Daniel Rich.
Ooh,
just boom, sort of like you're low, or you're almost cocking the ball
burner.
No, not a worm burner. Almost like you're putting the footy in a cannon. It's just
Okay.
Poof, and fucking out. So Brownie's come out, and I've sort of gone, and I'm getting a bit of but pretty much every week now, the guy that goes to me will say, "Oh, I can't believe
you're still playing."
No, we'll say something about the suburban football.
Oh, great!
And it was a little bit of a thing for a while.
Tell me about the podcast.
Yeah, I said, mate, and I've
Got
got my
a
cards, and I
podcast
said,
in
mate,
the socks.
we've got the little QR code, just scan on that. So we've had a bit of a chat before the bounce, and he was a nice guy, and he said he was playing ones, his shoulders fucked, he's come back from a Rico,
So you just fucking punched him in the shoulder a few times.
Yeah, and I said, well, I'll certainly be aiming for that later. And we've had a bit of a laugh. And anyway, so Brownie's come out of the centre, and he's just done the perfect kick I've led. If he had kicked it to me, I wouldn't have got it. The guy would have come over the top and punched for sure.
Yes.
He was quite a bit taller than me. But Brownie sat it over the back, and this guy sort of tumbled a bit, and I've just, all of a sudden, running into the left-hand pocket. This guy's probably 3 metres behind me.
Yep.
I'm running onto it. It's bounced up, probably a metre in from the boundary line, the little Dacos dribble.
Oh!
Straight through the
You've
centre.
kicked it!
Straight through the centre.
Tommy boy!
First week, we met Thursday night. We made a few team rules.
Centre it from the boundary, was it?
No, certainly wasn't. But one of the team rules was, for the rest of the season, 6 games to go. Let's all take it seriously. All the players, let's start wearing black slacks and some decent shoes and our polo to the ground.
Wanky.
It's time to start looking like a team.
Okay.
And senior team got to be there for kick-off of the twos.
Jesus, that's a big commitment.
So who was all standing there in the pocket, saw the whole
senior team, Siegert.
Siegert, dribbling it through.
And you, like maybe a bit of the flog you are, did you go and give more high fives along the boundary?
It crossed my mind, and I thought, you know what? I think the goal said enough.
Yes.
No, I don't know if it did.
I got it on video. We got this on video. Is someone filming this shit?
I want to wait a couple of minutes or a couple of days before I go searching for the video. Because I
was footy legend.
I was ready.
The show doesn't happen anymore.
I was ready to run off and start looking for the video there and then. Like,
fucking oath, mate.
A minute into the first quarter. Like, can we just to stop the game?
Stop. COVID restrictions.
Has anybody
got
video of that? But I don't know. It's got to be. I don't know whether Game Face get the twos games.
Maybe.
I'm thinking not. But I tell you what,
but
video or no
that
video,
image will be like vividly implanted. All those ones players who thought, "Oh, Tommy just making up the numbers," all of a sudden they've seen you do that. That's going to be in their brains, and they're up and about.
Just a ripping little kid, Liam. He'd only be. He'd only be 19, 20 years old. He was in the goal square and sort of he ran in, and I reckon he could have laid a boot on it.
He probably could have.
He could have, but God bless him. He let it go. A couple of blokes were fucking around after the game saying, Liam's foot touched it. And I said, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself, mate.
There's no way he did it. His foot touched it. But anyway, so
it's the talk of the town.
Talk of the town. We've gone on. We've won. It was 3rd versus 4th. We won by... it would have been nearly 100 points, I think.
So really, your goal was the difference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, take away that, we only win by 80-something points.
I know, mate.
So,
You got the ball rolling, though.
Certainly got the ball rolling.
Literally.
Part literally. So anyway, gone... So off to Corio.
Off to Corio. Down the Geelong Freeway,
Down the Geelong Freeway. Pissing down rain.
Oh, it was. It was
They've won one game in a couple of years.
Jesus Christ.
And I was a little worried. I was like, do I wear my mask in? Is it what's this going to be like?
What's the protocol?
Turn up. Fortunately, I didn't know this, but Corio was in its own little bubble where COVID doesn't exist.
Nah, Corio is like that. So I have seen that on the news.
They were good. Unfortunately, they were massive rooms, great rooms.
Yeah,
and just massive. They really had a real man cave feel about them. Had two big pool tables. But not shitty ones. They even had the lights that came in over the top.
Jesus,
yeah, it was bloody nice.
That's full on.
So I'm not going to do the math, but we're allowed 80 people in the room, which is good numbers. But what I normally do is I'll say to a club, they say, how do you want us to set the room up? And I'll say, look, I'll set it up when I get there, but the idea, piss the tables off.
Get them out.
Let's just go theatre style. It gets everyone in nice and close. Then
shoulder to shoulder.
Shoulder to
Just
shoulder.
like the warm-up.
Everyone's facing me.
Yep.
They're not turning around to talk to their friends.
Yeah,
to discuss
they're not looking at their phones.
It's way better for a show.
It's great.
So I said that when I got there, and they said, look, just because of COVID, I think we should spread everyone out. And I said, okay, totally understand. I'm just appreciative that you've gone
booked me for $25.
Booked me when a lot of other clubs aren't. I should be in Brisbane. That's been cancelled. So we've got the tables. Everyone's come in. Everyone's on the piss. 80 people. Every seat filled. But they're these giant round tables.
The ones that you got to fold the legs up. You got to roll them, and they're a pain in the arse. Those tables.
Shit.
They're shit.
And the reason they're shit is because of the 10 people at a table, there's probably only 4 people that are in a good position to watch the show.
Yep. You got to turn your chair around. And it's not great.
And it also lends itself to conversation.
It does.
So, and the front 2 tables were girls, ripping girls.
Great
one
girls.
of wags, one of netballers.
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely girls, nice as pie, but girls be girls. Get bloody 6 or 7. I reckon some of those are on there.
UDLs,
12
UDL.
Bacardi Breezes.
All of a sudden, Tom Siegert there in a pair of footy shorts isn't looking that inviting.
No,
why the fuck are we looking at this cockhead?
And there was a lot of chat going on. But
is
the first half
is his
was
dick hanging out there? Is that the real
first
size
half
of
was
his penis?
first half was really good. Where I do my gags, not in my suburban footballer gear, but this girl, and again, lovely girl, Ellie came up to me during the break, and she was blind, and she was saying, "Hey, you're great, but I've never heard of you. No one else has ever heard of you. You got to promote yourself better. You should be better known." And I'm like, that's lovely to hear.
That is lovely.
It is nice to hear.
It's
Then
nice.
she goes, you got to get on Instagram. And we've discussed my Instagram before. I got some pissed kid at a footy club to set it up.
Because you got 2. You got Tom Siegert and the real suburban footballer.
Have I?
Yeah, you can't get into any of them.
Either of them. So I said, look, point taken, Ellie, but I don't know how to do it. I'm battling with me Facebook, let alone the last thing I need is another social media.
No, you don't need it.
So anyway, but she kept at me. We got to spread the word. You got to put yourself out there. I was like, thanks, Ellie. And she kept at me, and I was like, okay.
Have you hired her?
No, I haven't.
The marketing
She's
guru?
clearly a drunk, so I didn't want to put her on the books. But she only would have been mid-20s, and what's that noise?
Hang on.
Oh, something's
We
going
might
on
have
with
lost,
the camera.
video. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, memory card full. Hang on. Fuck.
Oh,
hang on.
boys
hang
and
on.
berries.
Hang on. We'll pause this.
We'll pause this.
Hang on. We'll be back. All right, we're back after a quick video's back on, recorder is back on. We're back, Tommy. You were talking about Ali,
yeah. So
Yes.
anyway, so I did the first half as myself, my good self, just talking jokes about family and so forth.
So
Had
good.
the break. Ellie's ripped into me, trying to help. Lovely.
Yes.
You can't be angry at someone that's trying to help.
You can't. You can't.
So anyway, come out in the suburban footballer, and for the second half, and I've got about a 10-minute block at the start of the suburban footballer where I'm the character. So I've got the
Yes.
helmet on, the mouth guard in, and it's almost like it's less stand up, more routine.
Yes,
Like
yes.
it's a sketch.
Yes.
So there's no interaction with the crowd really. It's I'm the coach. We're pre-game, and I'm addressing the crowd like it's pre-game.
They're part of the team.
They're part of the team. They're just meant to sit
Ali,
there. And
pull
then,
your socks up, get a kick.
So I've gone in, I've done my warm-up, and I'm about to start, and there's Ellie. And
Was she listening?
She wasn't listening. You could tell she was trying to get my attention. She was waving to me.
Well, you're the coach. You
And,
should have had her attention.
And I'm thinking, Ellie, not good time. In 10 minutes' time, I'm going to rip the helmet off and the mouth guard off, and then I talk about my footy.
Yes.
And I talk for another 30, 35 minutes about footy and
I don't
nicknames
think Ellie's going to be into this.
and so forth. But this is the 10-minute block. Everyone's got to shut the fuck up, and I've just got to listen. But Ellie, I could see she's trying to get my attention. I could see her at the corner of my eye, and it was a little off-putting. And I'm only about a minute and a half maybe into my 10-minute block.
She's setting up another Instagram page for you.
I don't know what she's doing. And then she stood up and she said, Tom. And I was like, Ellie, not now.
I'm the coach.
Yeah. And I've got a bit of a laugh. I said, Ellie, we can do this later, eh? Because she'd been quite vocal in the first half, and everyone knew that she was Ellie's
the loudmouth.
Yeah, she was just getting very involved. And,
nice.
So, and I said, Ellie, not right now. That got a bit of a laugh, and then she just couldn't help herself. She said, Tom, and she's turned to the crowd and she said, we need to support Tom's Instagram. and it was just like, I know you're trying to help,
but
like
this
you
is
have,
fucking
you
the
really
show.
do have my best interests at heart, and thank you, Ellie. But can you not read this situation that this is that I'm virtually performing a play here.
Yes.
This is
This
no
is
time.
like the opera. This is like the theatre.
At the end of my show, this is not time to talk promotions. Maybe at the end of this, when I'm trying to sell me books
Read
and all
the
that sort
room.
of shit, I'll say, Ellie, any promotional ideas that we can help my career? Or, but it was just the timing, and everyone was like, Ellie, what? And she didn't read it. She was just like, I just think we need to get behind Tom. He's been great in the first half.
Brilliant.
We need to.
He's a man.
And funnily enough, the second half, it was nowhere near as good because, and I'm not sure whether I'm not sure if it was because of Ellie or everyone was pretty blind drunk by then.
Okay.
Attention spans were low, but it certainly wasn't quite as good as the first half. But Ellie, so if you are at a show, not just Ellie, anyone. He's got to read the room a bit. When do you
read the room? Get the
read shit
temperature
out.
of the room.
Yeah, she was. Anyway, it was
Tom
just,
does.
it was
You
just
do
interesting.
appreciate it, Tom.
I
because,
appreciate it.
And yeah, I think everyone is. Like, if you could log into your Instagram, like your Instagram would be huge, but that ship sailed. You fucking don't remember anything, so,
No,
it's not going to happen.
I got to stick with Facebook, and
Facebook's the go. If Zuckerberg goes down, like Tom goes down.
Oh, if Facebook goes down,
You're fucked.
I'm back. Well, I'm full time stand-off anyway, but I'm out of the comedy game.
That's
I'm
it.
100% reliant on Facebook, which is no way to live. All the eggs
No,
in
you
one
need
basket,
other
so
options, but
forth,
that's
etc.,
all right.
etc. But anyway, so I just thought that was something worth mentioning. But at the end of the day, great back doing gigs, great. Just the vibe in a footy club, and this team's getting pumped, getting walloped every week. But it's just about catching up, and that's something that hasn't happened.
A big shout out to Marky Stewart. He's a listener of the pod. He's still rucking for bloody Corio. He's 72.
Yeah, he told us a story. I'm going to tell the story about the Sam Booker.
Yeah, tell that.
Yeah, so
tell that.
Great guy. 48 years old, still ruckman.
Pulling the boots on.
Having
a
ruckman for the
crack.
seniors. Just a lovely guy.
Great guy.
Not a drinker, just a big, gentle giant. Lovely guy,
Very
softly
gentle.
spoken. And we're talking about him. He's not being a drinker.
Yeah.
And
very rare at a local footy club.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
like the days when he was growing up. Like, that was like back in the fucking 20s.
Yeah.
You know,
and
and he's, they're sculling, fucking whatever they made back then.
And he's played some very good levels. He was talking about playing representative footy for the GFL
Played
against
SA.
Plays
Played
SA.
over in SA.
Yep. So if you're playing rep footy, starting ruck in the GFL rep side against Ovens and Murray,
That's how's your father. That's
and he was on Geelong's. It wasn't rookie lift back then. It was a supplementary lift.
and the supplementaries are Mark Stewart.
And anyway, so we were talking about his booze, and he said, "Oh, well, I went over to the States with the Geelong side when I was on the
Great.
supplementary list, and a few of the guys bailed him up and said, as part of almost an initiation type thing,
Yep.
it was a pint of, I think it was Sam Booker." He said,
Beautiful stuff. Smells good. Most people shot it just in a shot glass. I said, I'll
reckon-
just have a shot.
"I reckon 30 mils is a good amount."
Great amount.
I
Maybe
reckon
even
a
less than
pint,
30 mils.
A pint is excessive for
That's almost
Sam
the whole
Booker.
fucking bottle.
And they've bailed the 3 supplementary guys up and
Oh,
said
Jesus.
you've got to scull this pint of Sam Booker.
Yeah,
and he's
he-
like, no. Well, they're all going, no. Look, we
That's
don't want to
just
do it. Him in
crazy.
particular, because he's not a drinker. He's just loves his footy, loves his fishing, loves getting high on life. He said, no,
It's real high on
I'm
life.
not drinking it. And they've said, you got to drink it. He's not drinking it. And eventually the pressure
Peer
became
pressure.
too much. He's over in the States with the team. He's Geelong. I dare say, would Gary Ablett and all those guys, that would have been.
Maybe,
like
so
your
let's
Abletts,
do
your
the
Stonehams, your
maths.
Brownlesses.
Let's do the maths. So he's 48. Take off 20. That's 28. So let's take off 25 years. So, fuck, my maths is all
No, I'm not
over.
even doing
No,
it.
that might be late 90s. Late 90s. So, fuck. No, I don't think Ablett would have been gone, maybe. Let's say Ablett's gone. But
Yeah.
let's say Barry Stone, Billy Brownless, maybe.
Yeah.
Who would have Tim McGrath, those type of guys.
Yeah.
Um,
So just painting the picture.
not very well.
No, painting
It's
a
fucking
horrible picture.
it's like
but
fucking
anyway,
kids finger painting.
So he sculled the pine of Sambuca, and obviously
It doesn't end well.
It didn't hit the spot. He said he used the word exorcism. The amount of vomit just projectiled out, and he said he was sick for 3 days.
Fuck,
so he wasn't a big fan of the booze before then.
Yeah.
Needless to say, that didn't make him go, oh, I tell you what, this is quite a
Pint of Sambuca.
got a bit of a taste for this
I
stuff.
could knock down 10 of those.
Anyway, ripping guy, great club. Just
Marky.
great to have people. We've been, it's been a shitty 18 months, but just
crap.
And you forget that such a big part of footy is local footy is catching up and just having a beer with friends and talking shit.
Interrupting the comedian.
The TV's on with the footy and they're talking about that and they flick
great.
it over to Australia beating Germany and
what a
great
night.
And Elle talking shit and
Ellie!
trying to promote me. Ellie,
Give it up for Ellie!
So so that's that little
times,
story
mate.
about the Corio Footy Club. So a big thanks to them for having me.
Thank you.
During some trying times.
Tough times, but all COVID safe. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Now, maybe should I get into obviously the wedding? That's cooked. It's not happening. It's done and dusted.
It's
We're gonna
all
have to
over.
Pick another date.
All over Ruck Rover.
When we do something a little more, updated, I'll let you know if there's any movement there. But the story, when you meet, a lot of people have a story of how you met, and a lot of it's, we just met at a bar. Probably most of them now we met on Tinder, which is, oh, God, boring. But where else do you meet people these days? Well, on Tinder.
Tinder.
When did Tinder come out? Was that...
I missed Tinder.
I missed Tinder. I never got on the Tinder.
I missed Tinder.
Yes, Tinder. Yeah, sorry, I never got on Tinder.
No, never had a profile.
That ship maybe was in the works. Some little nerd was thinking of... some little nerd who couldn't get a route was going, I've got an app where you don't even have to leave your house.
Probably my first time I really knew about... sorry.
That's the Portello.
We had
Kirk's.
we're on the Portello. It's
not
not a
bad.
bad drop, Portello. I'm
Fucking
surprised it's
right,
not
you
more
go.
popular.
It doesn't get the press that, your Cokes and your...
Fantas.
and
it's not the big three. The Sprite,
not the big three.
the Coke, and the Fantas.
Fanta.
But it's
It's a good drop.
Certainly,
but it's not everyone's taste.
Certainly holds its own. What is it?
It's
A type of berry.
It's sort of something
berries
like that.
there.
Portello.
Anyway. We went on a footy trip to Adelaide, and I'd heard about Tinder, but didn't really know what it was. But
well, if you can't even work your Instagram, how are you going to fucking work Tinder?
Yeah,
Like,
and I was probably married.
Yeah, you would
I
be
was in a
married.
relationship anyway.
Yeah.
So
you don't need it.
But when we got to Adelaide, 5 or 6 of the young blokes,
Oh, mate.
had already teed up girls.
It's just...
And they headed off, and we were like, we're going to the pub, and they're like, oh, we're catching up with these girls.
And
You're
that's
like,
just
"Oh,
shit footy trip behaviour.
Come on.
Like, come on, fellas, get around. You got to stay together. It shits me those blokes who just piss off on footy trips, do their own thing. If you want to do that, why even come on the footy trip, you dickhead? Just, book a bloody thing by yourself. We don't want you. We don't need you. Piss off.
Didn't need everyone else there.
Nah, bug you.
Anyway, so...
So how'd you meet Tam? Run us through your love story. Is this a Romeo and Juliet thing or a...
I was a bit of a mess. It was a New Year's, and I don't know what year. But we...
Why would you?
Why would I?
Why would you?
I'm sure I could work it out, but...
Probably not.
It was back when they used to have those all you can drink. They probably don't even have it anymore.
Yeah, I think they do.
It was down on the beach,
Like a 4-hour
in St
package or
Kilda. And they'd have the fireworks there,
Yeah.
and maybe it was maybe the one that burned
Reaver.
down. Reaver. No.
Oh, what was that called? The wank stain or
the boathouse.
The boat, maybe?
No, the Stokehouse.
Stokehouse?
I think it was the Stokehouse.
Yeah, go that.
It was the Stokehouse.
Yeah, stoked.
So I think we met there because we were both from the town of Wodonga.
So mutual interest,
we
mutual.
knew
You knew what to talk about.
So look, there's no amazing story. We just met.
Did you know
met
each
on
other
the piss.
beforehand? Or
We knew of each other.
Okay, so it was
Yeah.
like, they're Tammy's.
Yeah,
I like her. And she's like, Tom's a bit of a mess, but
yeah. So she went to the Catholic school, and I went to the
public.
Went to the public, on the other side of the tracks. But anyway, so yeah, there's no real exciting story there. We met, we kissed, we fell in love, and
the rest is history.
The rest is history.
3 boys later, house, and
happy days.
Things are going well.
Actually, one thing I was going to. Oh no, you tell your story.
Okay, so 10 years ago, this is in May. I'm living in 2011. I'm living in Port Douglas. All right. So I've been out of a relationship for a few months. I'm a bit all over the.
How long was that relationship for?
That was a 7-yearer.
No shit.
A 7-year relationship. Oh, that was when I was young, though. Evo.
Well, how didn't I know about this?
Well,
so you've had.
You didn't know me then. Yeah,
you've had a 10-year relationship.
I've had 10 with Kristen, which
you had a 3-month break.
No, it was a bit longer,
and then had 7 years before that.
A 7-yearer, yeah. So that was
Jeepers.
Yeah, mate. I'm the relationship expert.
You've got
even though the first one fucked up.
Yeah. What do you call it?
I've got long.
When you can't be alone.
Oh, I don't. Pathetic. Desperate.
No,
needy. No, I was never like that. I was all good. So when I was younger, I was very desperate.
Sorry, that was a bit rough.
No. Because you do have some people where they'll get out of this wasn't like that.
Some people have always in relationships.
So always in them. You're like, they rock up with a new bird and you go, fucking, weren't you dating Jessica last week?
Yeah,
and now that you're with Jemima.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's going on? You can't be alone. I can be alone. I've been alone for a long time.
You've only been alone 3 months of the last 7 years. You can be alone. You just choose not to.
Well, there's a lot of desperation when I was younger. I was hopeless. I was pathetic. No one would have wanted to be. Mum and Dad thought I was gay because.
Well, you can't have been too old when you got with the girl.
Well, I was like 7 years. I was 22. 22.
Yeah, so that's been a fair chunk of your life.
That's a fair chunk of my life. Old Evo off the shelf, and So I tell you what, once I sort of got single, word got out, and they go, let's jump on this guy because
it was only for 3 months, so they had to get in quick.
No, I met Kristen because she wasn't living in Port Douglas.
Okay,
all right. So I knew her old man.
Oh,
old Paul Scott. He's a local celebrity. Scotty,
yep.
Bald head, mustache. Very. He laughs like this. He's got a
Dracula.
Like Dracula. Like he's just suck my blood. So he loves it. So I knew him. He was involved at the footy club. His stepkid.
The footy club that you were captain of?
Yes.
Oh, he would have loved you.
He loved me, mate. Yeah. He was, I was the golden boy.
Would have tested the love when you started chasing his daughter after only being single for 5 minutes.
Well, yes. So, so out of the relationship in May.
Yep.
In Port Douglas in May, there's this carnival, it's the biggest event on the calendar.
Yep.
It's called Carnival.
Good name for carnival.
It's bloody great. It's bloody. They've really gone outside the bloody whatever. And so it's Carnival. It's 10 days of events. A lot of the time they'll get celebrities up. Carl Stefanovic has been up a few times and
big names.
Yep, and he sort of hosted the longest lunch. And they get bands up. I think in 2011 they had the Screaming Jets.
Wow, great band
at the Food and Wine Night. This is on the Saturday. But on the Friday, they have a thing called the Street Parade, which, as you can imagine, is a parade
down a street
in Port Douglas.
Yep.
And there's floats, there's people dance. It's a real, carnival vibe. It's like Rio. It's like, this is Brazil,
bigger
baby.
Bigger than Rio.
It's bigger than Rio.
Is it shit? Is it like fucking guys with trailers on the back?
Well, there is that, but people put a lot of effort in, and it's great. It is really good.
The town gets behind it.
Everyone's lined up along the streets. They're in the pubs. It's like, this is the biggest thing since bloody Ben Hur, mate. Bigger than Ben Hur.
10 days.
It's bigger than Ben Hur, so it goes for 10 days. So on the Friday, and that week, the footy club always usually gets the week off.
Yep, no.
So
you
this
can't
is
play
like
footy through the carnival.
You can't play footy through carnival. It's just
important.
It's not cricket.
It's not as important as the carnival.
So nothing is, and what happens sometimes is, I think that year we're meant to sort of be like security for, to stop people running on the road and things like that.
That's fraught with danger.
Well, that's fraught with danger, especially this year, because I think we all just fucked off, went into the pub, and fucking there's people running everywhere. There's people jumping up on the floats and shit like that, and we're all getting blind.
Well, I may never have the opportunity to tell this quick story again.
Yeah, go.
A quick segue.
Yeah,
and
quick
then
sticks.
Quick sticks.
It's good. I like it.
Did it a gig at a footy club about 5 years ago, probably about an hour past Geelong. Absolute middle of fucking nowhere.
Banter.
And I don't want to name it. I probably wouldn't name him if I could. Anyway, I was and the rooms, and I got in there, and the rooms were like great rooms for this town. All this town was a silo.
Yes.
And the footy club.
Great.
And I don't know, maybe there was a corner store.
Yeah,
there was
could
no
have
pub. It was just a real farming community.
Gold.
And I said, mate, these rooms are magic. How'd you pay for these? And they said, and the guy goes, oh mate, one of the players goes, there's a bit of a story behind it. And I go, fucking, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
I'm all ears. I like where this is going.
Do tell. I like the way you said it under your breath.
And he said, so the footy club, the president got a new president, and he's a real
mover and shaker.
And he goes,
dodgy.
We haven't won a flag in 50, 60 years.
Big drought.
We're at
Talk about farmers having a drought.
We're getting it's change rooms or a tin shed. We've got to do something. So he came up with the idea to have a rodeo.
Oh,
in the in town.
Great.
In summer on the footy field.
Brilliant.
Let's do it. The footy club will run it. Anyway, held the rodeo.
Yep.
Could not have dreamt it would have gone this well.
Okay.
Thousands of people.
Flocking
thousands
in.
of people have
it's like
come.
Woodstock.
Have come to this rodeo, and they've got security.
So they got
it's
bulls
fully catered. It's a rodeo. It's part of the rodeo. It became part of the year 2. It was so successful.
Yeah.
It became part of the rodeo.
Tour.
Circuit.
Tour.
I call it the circuit.
The circuit. All right.
Yep. So year 2, it's doubled in size.
Yeah.
And they have made enough in this second year, new club rooms.
Jesus.
So they've only been going for 2 years. New club rooms, and then they're thinking, all right, we've built this. Now it's time to start chasing that flag.
Okay.
We're getting money in the till for the first time. This is amazing. We're getting security in to run the day. We're
getting another silo.
We've got catering. It's a real deal.
Yeah. Let's get rid of these shit trucks.
Year 3, have the meeting, organise it. Someone says, I reckon we could cut a couple of costs here. How about we get
rid of the horses for the rodeo?
Get rid of the horses. No, how about we get the players to do security?
Oh, fuck. Yep.
Okay?
Okay, yep.
So how about we get and the players are like, fantastic. Great idea.
I love punching people.
So the guys, all the players, got about 20, 30 of the players on security because it's a big event. Thousands of people. They've got security everywhere.
It's getting bigger.
Anyway, you think footy players don't mind a punch on? That does not hold water.
Rum pigs.
To guys that
go to rodeo circuits.
Not just go to rodeos, are in rodeos, like the Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, literally,
Cowboys.
they are quite literally Cowboys.
Anyway, the footy players have punched on with the Cowboys. And
not good.
Apparently it was just one in. All the Cowboys, all the footy club.
Yep.
On police have come from neighbouring towns.
Okay. What were the horses doing?
Not sure.
The bulls.
Didn't ask that. Anyway, so it's absolutely on. The police have come from other towns. Big investigation. The town's not allowed to hold a rodeo for 50 years.
50 years?
50 years.
They've been black banned for 50 years.
For 50 years from holding a rodeo. So now they're back, and that's why.
Now they're back selling fucking meat trays on a Friday night
said,
outside the silo.
I said, mate, that is one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. And
it's unbelievable.
And I said, can I say something about it? And he said, don't, because the president's over there. And he still isn't that happy about it. And I said, how long ago was this? He said, it was only about 4 months ago. And so that's why they were having a comedy night. He said the comedy night was just a reminder that they're back doing shitty comedy nights to make $800 when they were pulling in $100,000.
Jesus.
So
that I dare say their premiership drought is going to continue.
It continues.
It continues. That is
but
a
anyway,
cracker
so
story.
I just...
no, that's a ripper.
Yeah, so anyway, as you were.
So basically, ours wasn't like that. No one was punching on us. Just we were meant to sort of be looking after it, but we just ended up getting pissed. And, So, like I said, people fly up from Melbourne. They fly from all over Australia. May in Port Douglas, when it's cold in... nice burp. Cold in Melbourne, cold in the southern states. Port Douglas is magic.
It's the best time of the year.
It's magical.
Yep.
So everyone's up there. Now, I'm on my way here. I've got a bottle of wine. I'm drinking. We're all drinking. Yep. And, after we go to the pubs, Friday night, head into the Iron Bar.
Oh, yeah.
The Iron Bar, it's the joint in the middle of the street. It's sort of got tin all around it. It sort of looks like a really dodgy sort of place. But that's where you go after like 12 o'clock.
All roads lead to the Iron Bar.
All roads lead to the Iron Bar.
That's
That's where you're going. I like it. They used to do the cane toad racing there. If anyone's been to Port Douglas, beautiful stuff. They've done it up now. They got a bit too fancy. But back in the day, that was the spot. And so that night, I'm blind. I don't have too much memory of this, but I started chatting to a young lady who, her name was Kristen. I didn't remember that, but we may have shared a little kiss on the dance floor.
A good old drunken dance floor pash.
That's right. And you know,
do you reckon she was pretty blind as well? If you were,
I think, not as blind as me, but I sort of I heard stories later on that she had heard about me. Captain of the football club,
bit of a hot shot in town.
Bit of this, the guy. She said I was she thought I was intriguing, and that's because I think it was just because I was sitting fucking blind, just at a table, maybe just looking at all the girls on the dance floor. But she thought, I want a piece of this.
Yeah, that's intriguing.
That's intriguing. Like this guy is a fucking
disgrace. Would have been another word.
Loser.
Disgrace. No, intriguing.
Pathetic,
intriguing people.
Yeah. So we shared a kiss. Late night, and then the next day, what they had the next day. So I've got no sleep. I've 2 hours max.
Yep.
The next day, they've got a cricket game on the Port Douglas Oval.
In the middle of footy season.
Doesn't
make sense.
Like I said,
it's the carnival.
It's the carnival, mate. There's no footy. So Keithy Taylor, he is the local legend up there. He's the curator.
Okay,
he's got the pitch up to scratch, and he treats this pitch like if he had a pitch in his own house. Like, he loves this thing. He's out there.
Nightmare trying to get the pitch right in the middle of footy season.
It fucking wasn't good, mate. He's roping it off. He's cracking the shits. Get off the fucking pitch.
Play the wings, you fucking wankers.
Play the wings. What are you doing on the pitch?
Don't go through the centre.
Don't go. Get your boots off the pitch. You fucking on me pitch. So he's got that going. Now, a Cairns rep side are playing the Queensland Bulls Masters.
Cricket.
Yeah, cricket. I know you're all over your cricket. So they've got players like Jimmy Marr. Do you remember him?
Never heard of him.
Okay, Lee Castledine. Do you remember him?
No, I've never heard of him. You could name anyone I haven't heard of him.
All right, no worries. Andrew Simons wasn't up there. Funny story.
Don't start naming blokes that weren't up there.
Yeah, okay. Well, Don Bradman wasn't there. He obviously couldn't make the trip. But I'll go back actually to the Friday because Kristen, she wasn't the first person I actually kissed
that night.
She
went sloppy seconds.
She went sloppy seconds, but
does she know this?
She does. She does. But it's not what you think. It's actually I kissed Wendell Saylor's biceps. I was blind at the courthouse. He was there, and I've got photos of me kissing his biceps. Because he's a big rig,
big unit.
He's a big boy. So that's where I was at. I was kissing,
guys' biceps.
Guys' biceps. So so Kristen, she's a lucky woman. So that next day, the Queensland Bulls are playing. I'm coming off 2 hours sleep. I went into local radio, Port FM.
Yep.
I have the sports show on there.
Yep.
Good mate Muffy, he's the man. He knows all his sports. I've gone in there. I'm dressed in fluorescent green, like women's sort of short shorts.
Yep.
I'm wearing a fluorescent, I'll put it up on the Instagram, fluorescent yellow singlet.
Okay.
And I get on the beers at 9 in the morning.
Yeah. So setting yourself for a big day.
I'm set. This is like a footy trip. This is like a footy trip. So also what I've done, I thought, trying to be I've packed.
You're ready to be the centre of attention.
I'm ready to fuck this game right up. So, so I've got an Aussie cricket thing. I sewed like dreads into an Aussie cricket hat. So I did this thing where I dressed up as... Yes, where I dressed up as Andrew Simons.
Yep.
And I also had, because I was 29 at the time, very mature.
Yeah.
I had a Spider-Man outfit.
Excellent. Yeah, that was going to be my next question if you had one of those. So that's good. That's good. You got your Spidey. It's got Spidey there.
All right. So
Peter
it gets
Parker.
I've had 3 or 4 beers at the radio. I'm blind again. I get over at 11 o'clock.
So why did you go to the radio?
9 o'clock. So
why did you go to the radio?
Oh, because they said just come in. Every now and then they get a player in.
Okay.
It's like a local radio, local sports show. What's going on with the football?
It's like fucking Summer Bay down there. Everyone knows everyone.
Oh,
is it? Like
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So this is
great.
it's great. It's like Cheers, like everybody knows your name. So it's good if you're going well. If you fuck up, you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
So I go over. I've walked through like these sort of mangroves. So I've walked through mangroves to get to the ground. So I've got fucking like mangrove mud up me bloody leg. Okay. I rock up. The game starts at about 12, 1 or something like that. Everyone's blind. And I go on as Andrew Simons runs onto the ground.
So you've done it like a streak, but dress up.
Dressed up as Andrew Simons.
An invader, a pitch invader.
Pitch invader. Real fuckwit.
Yeah.
So I've done that a couple of times. I've gone fielded in slips. I've run out in the blue shorts.
What was the reaction from the players? Were they sort of...
having a bit of a laugh. But by the 7th or 8th time, they're going, let's get this fuckhead off the ground.
This guy's probably...
and then
not a... What was it? Intriguing.
He's not intriguing.
This guy's not intriguing.
He's not intriguing. He's not intriguing at all. So then Spider-Man comes out. And I've got footage. I might put that on the Instagram.
I've seen the footage. It's great.
It's great stuff. Where I run out. I do not remember it. I go up. I hug Jimmy Marr.
Yep.
I hug Lee Castledine, your mate.
Yeah.
And then as I'm about to run off, I grab the stump.
That's where you went a bit far, I reckon.
That's where I'm really pushing the friendship here. That's where I'm pushing the friendship. I grab the stump. I throw the stump. I go around the ground and then...
Because I've seen the footage. Because it was on the news.
Yeah, it was on the news.
This footage was on the local news. And what it reeked of is...
Fuckwit.
No, you run out there and you went the hugs.
Yes.
And then you sort of...
I lulled him into a false sense of security.
Maybe thought you didn't have a plan.
Well, I definitely didn't have a plan.
And then you're like, I've got to do... I can't let it fizzle out.
Yes.
And you're almost like, I need to do something.
Yeah.
A bit like me yelling at that Richmond...
Clanger. The clanger move.
You needed something big.
Yes.
And you were like, I can't. And that's when you've
There's
gone
like 1,000 people at the ground.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 people. It's a beautiful day. I need something.
You need something
and
big.
I'm being a real
And
tosser.
taking a wicket is big.
Stump out.
Stump, wicket.
So I've done that.
Jesus, my knowledge of cricket is poor.
Yeah. Once you take the wicket, So, and it wasn't even like the end of the game, like we won it. I'm going to grab the stump and keep it. Like, I am fucking up the game here. So it's getting to a point where it's real tosser behaviour. So the bloke from the cricket club, Stevie Doble, who I knew, but he said, "All right, Evo."
How do you know it was you?
Mate, I don't know. He thought it was Peter Parker. He's going, "Who is this bloke?" So I don't know. So he goes, "Buddha, mate, just you've had a bit of fun, all right? Carrying on like a fucking pork chop.
Maybe
just sharpen just pull it down a couple of notches, fuckwit. You're really fucking up the game now. The players don't like you. There's the crowd. You're a real toss back,
crowd
mate.
came to watch some good standard of
cricket. They didn't want to see you go on the field 35 times now.
Yeah.
You're really taking the piss now. So if you do it again, we're going to call the cops.
Yeah.
And obviously I thought,
So they did say that? They call the cops?
He said that, they'll
that's
call
a
the cops.
call.
Call the cops.
You're being a fucking idiot.
But obviously I'm,
What are your mates doing?
Egging me on. People saying this is the funniest thing we've ever seen. And, the cricket, this guy.
So you've got, out of 1,000 people, you've probably got about 20 in your corner.
I've probably got about 20 in my corner. There's a few people going, fuck, we just want to watch the fucking cricket.
Yeah.
This guy's taking the piss. So
anyway,
I called his bluff. I said, nah, fuck it, mate. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You're going to call the cops, buddy. You're going to call the cops.
Right on.
So I run out there again.
Good.
I come back.
Good decision.
So at this stage, I'm just in fucking these green shorts. I got nothing. The security guards start chasing me. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm in trouble now.
Well, I'm actually surprised they didn't chase you a lot earlier.
Well, it's far North Queensland. It's all a bit of fun, but I'm carrying on the real knob job here.
So all right, let's get this coffee.
Let's get this guy out of here. So I run round to the far side of the ground. The cops rock up. I knew the cops.
Okay, of course.
They go. One of them played for the local footy side. He goes, all right, Buddha, you've had your fun. Fucking, come on, mate.
Starting to sound like a broken record here, Buddha. You're fucking...
Nothing's getting... I'm like Ali. I'm like an Ali this stage.
They're going to have to bloody shoot you with a tranquilizer or something.
Read the room,
you're
cockhead.
Exactly like you.
I'm exactly like Ali.
Even your guys in the corner are starting to go, wouldn't mind watching a bit of fucking... Wouldn't mind watching a bit of cricket here,
it's
to be honest.
fucking 7 o'clock at night. They bowled 2 overs.
Jesus, okay.
So, yeah, come on, Buddha. Fuck, so they put me in the car. I got nothing. I got no bag. I got no wallet. I got no phone. I got no keys. I got no nothing. They said, they put me in, Buddha, you're fucked.
Pair of jocks and an inability to read a room.
Inability to read a room. Oh, read it. So they've taken me to the station. They've put me.
The clink. Yep.
I'm down in the clink, and they go, oh, mate, we've got to keep you in here for a few hours. So
at least till the game's over.
At least till the game. Maybe till Carnival's over, actually. You're going to be in here for 8 days.
Jeez.
Yeah, but so I do that, and then they get out, and I said, oh, mate, I've got my bag is at the cricket. I don't have a phone. They said, mate, you are not going back to the cricket. You clearly cannot be trusted.
Yeah, that's a fair
at
call.
the fucking cricket. So I don't know what happened. I'm still a bit vague. I think they might have dropped me home, and somehow I've got into my house because I didn't have anything. I had no phone. I had no keys.
Yeah.
I've got into my apartment, and I think from there I slept it off for a few hours.
Was Kristen at the game?
Kristen was at the game. So one of the girls goes, oh, how was your night last night? Did you hook up or whatever? And she said, yeah, I hooked up with a guy. They go, oh, who was it? And while I'm out on the field, they go, she goes, that fuckhead. So,
oh, God. I'm starting to question Christian's...
I think she's gone from intriguing to this guy's
a fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. So I've slept it off. Someone bought my stuff back, maybe my housemate. But then after the cricket, there's this is when food and wine night's on.
Oh, okay.
So this is a big. So I slept it off.
So that was on that night.
That's on that night.
Ah, good.
Yeah. So and
that's where you need to be headed to.
That's where I need to be headed to the food and wine night.
I'm starting to think 10 days is too long for if this is day 2, I don't think you're ready for a 10-day carnival. I reckon maybe just a weekend carnival.
Maybe just one night. Just go one night. So, yeah, they have shortened it down now. So I'm getting ready for food and wine night. I've had an hour's sleep. I've sobered up. I've had a shower. I'm dressed up. I'm ready to go. I'm out of the Spider-Man costume. I'm out of the little shitty shorts.
You got a story to tell?
I've got a story to tell, and now I rock up to food and wine, and the words getting round, like, fucking Buddha at the cricket, what a legend. Some people are legend, other people are probably fuckhead. But so I had food and wine night, and at this point, I'm sort of, Kristen maybe isn't on the radar at this stage.
She's lost a bit of interest.
She's lost a bit of interest. I didn't get a number or anything like that. I didn't even remember her name. So then on the Sunday, what they said, well, let's not just stop there. They have the seafood extravaganza down at the marina.
Yeah, good. That'll be good.
Yep.
Go down there, have a couple of beers.
Have a few beers down there. So everyone goes, all right, we'll get down there at 11.
Yeah.
We'll set up. We'll get our spots. So we set up there, and for 3 or 4 hours, it's all happening down there. And then what happens? Evo, he spots the young woman, Kristen, and I go, that's her.
That's her.
That's her. I don't know her name, but I knew it was Scotty's daughter, and she's hot. She is hot. And she's still interested. I kept talking to myself.
Well, why wouldn't she be?
Why wouldn't she? I'm a bloody superhero.
Your stocks have gone through the roof in the last 2 days.
I'm the fucking king of Port Douglas. He's been locked up. He's been thrown in the clink. And, so I sort of built up the courage. I said, because usually I'd sort of just, with girl, I just sort of let stuff go through to the keeper.
Yeah,
she's a pretty cool chick.
Yeah.
She's a cool chick. I'm going to go up and talk to her.
Good.
So I went up.
Because if one thing we've learned, you didn't lack confidence. You weren't a shrinking violet. Is that what they say? Shrinking violet?
I don't know. But usually I'm not like that. But I thought, I like her. I think she's cool. I'll go chat. So I started talking to her, and she said, I liked that. You came up. You showed a bit of bloody, all right. I'm taking the bull by the horns, baby. Yep. So the Queensland Bulls by the horns. Wendell Sailor by the horns.
Taking a stump.
So I ended up, we got chatting. We went for a few drinks after that because that's just what I needed. I needed a few more drinks on the Sunday. I ended up getting her number and she flew back to Melbourne. Okay. She was living in Melbourne. Living in Melbourne. And she flew back that next day. And then from there it was sort of texting. It was a bit of a joke like... I'll come down and see you, and I'll maybe, hopefully you can get entangled in my web and shit like that. I'm sort of doing shitty Spider-Man references.
Yeah, we'll go to the cricket.
We'll go to the cricket. And, so that's May. I went back and saw her in August.
Yep.
I was down there for a 10-year Team of the Decade thing at East Ringwood, caught up with her. She came back up in September, and we sort of, because we've been touching base and whatever, and... from there, I went overseas at the end of the footy season and then moved back to Melbourne. And from there, the rest is history. We started dating and, it's worked out.
It's a little bit of a roadblock at the moment, getting to that final...
It's a roadblock?
That final wedding to the vows, but that's a great story.
It's not a bad little story. I'll put the video up on the Instagram, the Good Banter Instagram. But
it's a classic. Almost, I feel. I mean, I hope it didn't sell Tam and I. We just don't have that greatest. That amazing a story, which it was fairly basic, sort of meet at a bar sort of thing.
Most people is, but just the
it's
way
a great story.
But the way that worked out, like you think, I'm never going to see this chick again.
No,
I am never going to see. I am a real, stick puller. What am I doing? And I made a real ass of myself. But maybe that's some advice for out there. If you want to go get a story, just go down the cricket. Get blind and carry on like a fuckwit
for a couple of days
for a bit.
Carry on like a pork chop.
So that's the story. So we'll get to the wedding, but we had a bit of fun, and all's well that ends well, and we'll make it happen.
It'll happen. With a story like that, it's got to happen.
Oh, it's crazy.
So episode
41.
41.
So once again, get on the Instagram, the Good Banter Instagram. I'll put that video of the Spider-Man, and because there is a news article, a news
story.
Yep. Story. So you check that out. That's all up there, and get on the
Good Banter podcast.
That's it. So
tell your friends, tell your foes, tell your workmates.
Get on YouTube. Get around it. And we'll chat soon. That's another episode. Good Banter.
Good Banter.